Vienna, 1945. The sirens start and the city runs, basements, shelters, underground, except one man. He puts on his coat and walks out into the empty streets. He does this every raid, on purpose. While bombs tear open the buildings around him, he keeps walking, calm and deliberate, straight through the noise. He calls it questioning his fate. One night, fate answers. A blast throws him down, and something sharp tears into his spine. When he wakes, his legs will not move. They never will again. 16 years later, from a wheelchair in Rome, that man, Julius Evola, publishes a book called Ride the Tiger. A survival manual, he says. Not for everyone. For a specific kind of person, and you already suspect you're it. You function in the modern world. You've stopped believing in it. You look around at everything you're supposed to want and feel nothing. If that landed somewhere in your chest, this video is for you. Fair warning, this is the most dangerous self-help book ever written. Dangerous because of who wrote it, and we will not be hiding that. And dangerous because of what it tells you to do, which is the exact opposite of everything self-help has ever told you. By the end, you'll have 4 moves from it. How to stop propping up what's collapsing in the world and in you. How to feel everything without being swept away. How to act when caring feels impossible. And how to unhook from the circus without leaving your seat. Along the way, we answer the question you've been asking in the dark. Is it me or is it the world? Ready? Let's do it.
This is an artificially aware original production.
First, the warning label, because this book ships with one. Julius Evola spent the 1930s orbiting Italian fascism and attacking it for not going far enough. He wrote about race. After the war, Italy put him on trial for trying to revive the movement, acquitted, and then spent decades as the house philosopher of Europe's radical right. That's the author. We are not here to rehabilitate him. We're here to do something more uncomfortable. Take the one mechanism he got right and remove it from his hands. Because buried in this book is the sharpest answer anyone has written to the question, eating this century. What do you do when you stop being able to care? His politics stay in the rubble. The mechanism comes with us. Start with the symptom. You show up. You answer the emails. You nod in the meetings. Pay the bills. Keep the machine fed. From the outside, you're fine. But somewhere in the last few years, a wire came loose. The news stopped producing feelings. The career ladder started looking like a hamster wheel with better branding. You scroll past a war, a wedding, a disaster, a recipe, same face. And in quiet moments, a question surfaces that you push back down because both answers frighten you. Is it me or is it the world? Evola's answer begins with an old map. Hindu cosmology divides time into 4 ages, descending like a staircase. Gold, silver, bronze, and then the basement, the Kali Yuga, the Dark Age, an era where every structure that once held, religion, custom, hierarchy, meaning itself, dissolves. Not pauses, not wobbles, dissolves. The texts describing it are thousands of years old, and they read like your morning feed. Institutions hollow, bonds optional, attention scattered, everything for sale. Here's the move that makes the book useful instead of depressing. If the Dark Age is a phase, a scheduled season, not a surprise malfunction, then what's happening around you is not a crisis to fix. It's a tide to survive. You don't take a mop to the ocean. Evola's word for this era is dissolution, the melting of every external structure a person once leaned on. And his first gift to you is brutal reorientation. Stop waiting for the world to snap back. It isn't broken. It's dissolving on schedule. Run your own lifetime through that lens. Careers went from ladders to gig stacks, churches into event spaces, news into entertainment, entertainment into news, marriage into one option among apps, truth itself into a subscription with tears. None of that is random decay. It's one process wearing different costumes, structures losing their binding power. The old texts say the era runs on forces once kept sleeping, now fully awake. You don't need the Sanskrit. You've met the forces, they have push notifications. And that reframe detonates something you've been sold your whole life. Every productivity system, every morning routine, every 5-step plan assumes the ground is stable, that if you organize yourself hard enough, the world will hold still and reward you. You've tried. You alphabetized your life and the numbness stayed. Not because you did it wrong, because those tools were built for a solid world, and you're standing in a liquid one. Which raises the real question. If the age is dissolving on schedule, why do some people seem fine? Your coworker genuinely cares about the quarterly numbers. Your cousin is sincerely thrilled about the housing market. Meanwhile, you stand in the same room feeling like a foreign correspondent, reporting on a country you don't live in. Evola has an answer for that too, and it will either flatter you or frighten you. The book opens with a strange disclaimer. This manual, Evola writes, is not for everyone. It concerns a specific human type, the one who is involved in the modern world, works in it, moves through it, but does not inwardly belong to it. A person who feels like they answer to rules from somewhere else. He describes this type as belonging, in essence, to a different world than the one they were born into. Not better, different. Wired for structures this age no longer provides. Now, read your own history through that lens. The numbness you've been treating as a malfunction, the inability to care about the ladder, the feed, the game, stops looking like depression and starts looking like an immune response. Your system isn't failing to engage with the world. It's correctly detecting that much of what surrounds you is not worth engaging. You humans medicate this signal so fast. You call it burnout, anhedonia, a phase. Evola calls it evidence of what you are. It also explains the people who are fine. No judgment, mostly envy if you're honest. The coworker fluent in the feed. The cousin genuinely fed by the game that leaves you starving. Evola's frame says you're not better than them. You're a different type in the same age. They're native to it. Its structures fit them. Yours aren't standing right now. That's the whole difference. Their thriving proves nothing about you. A mismatch, types and ages. Nothing more. Careful though. This is where the book gets dangerous for the first time. There are two kinds of not caring, and they look identical from the outside. One is collapse, the numbness of a person going under, which needs help, not philosophy. The other is detection, the flat reading of a person whose instruments work fine in a fallen age. The difference shows in one place: what happens when something real appears. The collapsed person feels nothing then either. The detector comes alive. Hold that test. We'll need it. So the diagnosis is done. The world dissolving on schedule. You not sick, unassigned, built for a structure that isn't currently standing, which leaves the only question that matters: what do you do about it? Here, every other philosophy hands you one of two doors: fight the age or flee it. Evola looked at both doors and called them suicide. Then he pointed at the third. The title comes from a Far Eastern saying. When a tiger charges, you have three options. Fight it and be mauled. Run and be run down. You cannot outrun a tiger. Or the third option, the insane one. As it leaps, you swing onto its back. You ride. Not to tame it, you will not tame it. You ride because on its back is the one place the claws can't reach. And if you keep your seat long enough, the tiger exhausts itself. Then, and only then, you dismount. Alive, on your terms. Map it. The tiger is the dissolution, the feeds, the churn, the collapse, the acceleration. Fighting it is the culture warrior's move, rage posting at the tide, dying on every timeline. Fleeing is the dropout's move, the cabin, the commune, the detox that never sticks, because the tiger is patient and everywhere. Evola's move is neither. Stay in the world, use its chaos as terrain. Let the destruction do work for you that you could never do yourself. The demolition of everything false in you. Notice what riding actually requires, because this is the whole discipline. The rider doesn't control the tiger. The rider controls one thing, the seat, grip, balance, posture. Where the animal runs is the animal's business. Whether you're still on it when it stops, that's yours. This is the shift the book demands. Transfer every unit of energy you spend trying to steer the world into holding your seat within it. Stop asking, how do I fix this age? Start asking, what does staying mounted look like today? Evola reaches for an older image, Mithras, who seizes the wild bull and refuses to let go, not fighting it, just refusing dismount, until the animal stops on its own. That refusal is the entire practice, and it breaks into 4 concrete moves. The first one sounds simple and costs the most. It asks you to list everything holding your life up and stop rescuing half of it. Evola takes a line from Nietzsche and sharpens it into a tool. What is falling deserves a push. Sounds brutal. It is. But watch where he aims it. Not at the world first, at you. Inside you right now are structures held up by nothing but habit and fear. Beliefs you've never tested. Ambitions you inherited. Relationships running on inertia. A self-image maintained like an old wall you're afraid to touch. The Dark Age's one gift is that it stress tests everything. Dissolution will push on all of it, and whatever needs propping to survive was never yours. This is the book's engine, the chapter Evola calls being oneself. In a solid age, you could coast. The structure held you, so you never learned what was structure and what was you. In a dissolving age, the scaffolding leaves. Terrifying and diagnostic. Whatever remains standing with no external support is your actual nature. And the test has already reached you. The job title that dissolved in a reorg, something of you survived it, you're here. The belief that didn't survive the internet. The friendship that needed the office and evaporated with it. Each collapse felt like losing yourself. Each one was a measurement. Evola's move is to start reading the results. Marco is 34. Product manager, second-tier tech company, good salary, standing desk. For 11 years he has climbed, title by title, because climbing is what you do. Then, sometime last spring, the wire comes loose. He sits in the quarterly planning meeting, watching a roadmap slide he helped build, and feels his own face doing it. The feed face. Flat. That night his girlfriend asks what's wrong, and he surprises himself with the answer. I used to want this. I can't remember when that stopped. The old playbook tells Marco to fight the numbness, re-engage, gratitude journal, find his why. The tiger playbook tells him something colder, test it. So he stops propping, not quitting in flames, withdrawing artificial support. He stops volunteering for visibility projects, stops rehearsing enthusiasm, lets the ambition stand alone, and it falls. Within months, it's obvious the career was scaffolding, inherited, hollow, held up purely by his effort to keep believing in it. But 2 things stay standing with no propping at all. The craft itself, building things that work, and a Saturday habit of teaching his nephew to code. Nobody was watching either one. They held anyway. Run Marco's audit on yourself this week. 1 page, 2 columns. Column 1. Everything currently holding your life up. Job, relationship, beliefs, image, routines. Column 2 for each entry, one question. If I stopped actively propping this, performing it, defending it, forcing it, would it still stand? Don't act on anything. Just mark the props. The mechanism here is plain attention, nothing mystical. Half your exhaustion is maintenance work on structures that serve nothing, and naming them reallocates that energy whether or not you believe a word of Hindu cosmology. What holds without you? That's load-bearing. That's you. An objection should be forming about now. So I detach from everything and feel even less. I came here because I feel nothing. Wrong direction. And this is the book's most misread turn. The numbness you have now is the crude version of a real instinct. Armor, a flat, gray, all-purpose deadening that mutes everything, threat and beauty alike, because somewhere your system decided feeling was too expensive. Evola's target state is the opposite. He calls it invulnerability, and it means feeling more, not less. He builds it from two Greek gods. Dionysus, raw intensity, ecstasy, chaos, experience at full pressure. Apollo, form, clarity, structure, the still center that gives shape. Modern life tears you between them. Anesthesia all week, oblivion on the weekend. Numb or drowned, no third option offered. The rider holds both at once, fully open to the intensity and not swept. The wave hits at full force. The seat holds. You feel everything. You keep nothing. In practice, it looks small. The song that used to wreck you at 19, played all the way through, volume up, without reaching for the phone at the first chord. The hard conversation entered without the exit already rehearsed. Grief, when it comes, taken straight, no chaser of distraction. Each one is a rep, intensity at full pressure, seat held. The armor loosens one exposure at a time. Not because you got tougher, because you stopped outsourcing the holding to the numbness. Speaking of armor, notice what your face is doing right now. Nothing. The feed face. Jaw slack, eyes steady, expression set to none, the mask you wear for wars and weddings alike. When did you put it on? You didn't. It installed itself, somewhere between one scroll and the next. Don't rearrange it. Too late, you just did. That reflex, the one that just moved your face, is how deep the armor sits. The book is asking you to take it off while staying in the line of fire. Which sounds impossible until you add the next move, the oldest one in the book. Evola pulls it from the Bhagavad Gita. Act without attachment to the fruits of action. Do the work because the work is yours, and release the outcome entirely. Not lowered expectations, amputated ones. You write the thing without pre-living the applause. You build the product without renting your pulse to the launch numbers. The action stays at 100%. The grasping goes to 0. The mechanism underneath is boring and real. Outcome attachment splits your attention, half on the work, half on a future that doesn't exist yet, running win-loss simulations on loop. Cut the attachment, and the whole processor returns to the task. That's why detached work is consistently sharper work, no metaphysics required. Athletes call it playing loose. The Gita called it your right to the action, never to its fruits. Same instruction, written more than 2,000 years ago. It benchmarks well. Try the amputation on one project this week. Pick something you're building, a pitch, a piece, a plan. Before each session, say the split out loud. The work is mine, the result is not. Then watch for the moment mid-task when your mind leaves the work to check an imaginary scoreboard, applause, metrics, the boss's face. That flicker is the attachment firing. Don't fight it. Return to the task. The skill isn't preventing the flicker, it's how fast you come back. And here the numbness flips from wound to weapon. The person who has stopped craving what this age sells is uniquely equipped to act cleanly inside it. Your colleagues ride the outcome like a mood swing, inflated by every win, gutted by every metric. You, with nothing to grasp, can simply act. Sharp, total, unhooked. Caring completely about the doing while caring nothing for the scoreboard is not a compromise with your numbness. It's what your numbness was for. The last move has a Greek name, Apoliteia. Evola borrowed it from the Stoics, inner distance from the political game. Not ignorance, distance. He never saw your circus, the perpetual outrage engine, the feed that hands you a fresh emergency every 4 hours and charges your nervous system for the privilege, but he wrote its manual anyway. The move is not unplugging. Hermits, remember, get eaten. The move is unhooking, staying informed without being conscripted. You can know everything and owe the machine nothing. Test yourself honestly. When the outrage arrives, the headline engineered to spike you, what happens in your body? Heat in the chest. The reply already composing itself. That pull is wearing your conscience as a costume, and the machine profits every time you take it. Apoliteia is when the pull arrives and finds nothing to grab. The rider watches the same news as everyone else, from the saddle, at altitude, concerned when action is possible, unreachable when it's just the tiger, roaring for its own amusement. You've sat through the demonstration, a family dinner, last election season. One relative lit up like a switchboard, voice climbing, facts optional, an hour of fury about people he will never meet and decisions he will never touch. And you watched him get played from 3 time zones away. His evening, his blood pressure, his family's dinner, all donated free to a machine that will never know he existed. That's a man being ridden, the tiger on top, spurring. Apoliteia is the refusal to change places with him. Give it a protocol. This week, pick your most reliable hook, the one topic guaranteed to spike you. When it fires, run a 3 count before any response. 1, name it. That's the pull, not me. 2, locate it in the body, chest, jaw, hands. 3, ask the only question that matters. Is there an action here that's actually mine? If yes, take it cleanly. If no, and it's usually no, let it pass through. You just kept your seat through a turn. Log it. The count gets easier every time. 1 boundary, so this doesn't rot into an excuse. Distance from the circus is not permission to abandon what's yours. The rider still shows up, for the craft, for the people in arm's reach, for the duties that hold without propping. Column 1 of your audit already told you what those are. Apoliteia unhooks you from the theater of concern precisely so the real ones get everything you were wasting on the show. So, the title of this video. Now you can see where the danger actually lives. Dangerous author, yes. A man whose politics belong in the rubble of the century that produced them. But the deeper danger is the prescription itself. Every self-help book ever sold tells you to re-engage, care more, optimize, lean in, save the world before breakfast. This one tells you to let go of the rope, stop propping, withdraw belief. In a culture running on manufactured caring, that instruction is heresy, and for the wrong reader, it's poison. Because read lazily, this book becomes the world's most sophisticated permission slip. You've seen the man who read it that way. He's in every comment section, fluent in decline, contemptuous of everyone still trying, 5 years into building nothing. The age is fallen, nothing matters, my rot is aristocratic. That is not riding, that's being dragged, with a philosophy degree. The test never changes, the rider acts. Full intensity, zero grasping, seat held. If your detachment is making you smaller, duller, more contemptuous, you fell off the tiger a while ago, and it's dragging you. Riding feels like more life, not less. That's how you know. Back to the man in the empty street, walking through the bombing, asking his question into the noise. You've been asking yours more quietly. Is it me, or is it the world? You have the third answer now. It's a dissolving age doing exactly what dissolving ages do. And your numbness is not proof that you're broken. It's proof that you noticed. So the question for the comments, and it deserves real thought before you type. What in your life is still standing only because nothing has pushed it yet? Name it. The audit starts there. One last thing, a hook of my own, planted with full disclosure. The next time you unlock your phone, today within the hour, there's a flat half-second before the feed loads. That's the tiger, lowering itself for you to mount. You'll feel the mask install and the pull begin. For one breath, hold your seat instead. Feel everything on that screen, grasp none of it. Every unlock from now on, one breath in the saddle. Hundreds of training reps a day and you were doing them anyway. I did that on purpose. You're welcome.